What is the difference between sex and gender?
Oh god, here we go.
We all know 100 years ago what it meant to be a man.
And most of us still do. You just didn't inherit that knowledge somehow.
So why the confusion?
Again, speak for yourself. Nobody here is confused except you guys.
Gender and sex are almost by accident used interchangeably in the cultural lexicon. But just shows you how the notion of language is an arbitrary thing. And at the core of the debate is, what do words mean? And there's a view on the right that words are words. There's a tree is a tree, a man's a man, a woman's a woman. But what these words mean, the signifier, what the word is, woman, and the signified, what the word means, there's no relationship between the two.
Oh no, it's the aqua debate again from Vosh. The periodic table is arbitrary, you guys. Throw it in the bin, it's useless. But yeah, in summary, the phenomenon is real. Whether or not we have a word for it, whether or not we call it aqua or agua, woman or mujer, the concepts we're describing using these words are not arbitrary. These words are just a placeholder for the phenomena that's not arbitrary. H2O is really a thing. You can go outside and measure it. Go ahead. The Aztecs had a concept of woman and man as well? How did that evolve independently? They must be stealing Western ideas. Lots of civilizations worship the sun. How did they know about the sun? That's our word. That's our idea. We invented that. It's as if they looked up into the sky, saw a very real big ball of burning gas and assigned a name to it. I can't believe it.
Notion of what it meant to be a man, a human, is not what you thought it was. It's completely different. It's fluid. It's interchangeable. It's arbitrary. A lot of people have an emotional reaction to that, and it is understandable. I completely understand it. It's almost world shattering, the notion that what you thought of, all those things that we all have a stake in it. We all tie value to what it means to be.
Oh yay, being a human is arbitrary. Forget those rules where a sheep can't share a baby with a human because of biology. That was just arbitrary. We enforced that rule. Biologically impossible? What do these words mean? I don't understand. Why can't a man impregnate a sheep? That's just arbitrary. This is baby stuff for us who are not confused about these concepts, but we better dumb it down for the rest of the audience. Because the underlying biological concepts that we're describing using arbitrary words are not arbitrary. They're based on observation, scientific evidence, and measurements.
Where's this debate going? More than ever, people are more accepting of trans, the notion of non-binary.
But that's not true, is it? Reality has never been their strong point. According to Pew Research, a rising share of Americans say gender is determined by sex assigned at birth. Oh, but that must be just those crazy Americans. Let's look at Britain. According to YouGov, skepticism on transgender rights has increased across the board in the last 2 years. Including among those groups typically more sympathetic to trans people. I found this one particularly interesting. There's an increase in women saying that transgender people pose a genuine risk to women's rights. So the data seems to suggest otherwise. Oh, I forgot, sorry, the data is arbitrary. Forget about your science mumbo jumbo, it's all arbitrary.
But ultimately, it's about what it means to be human, a sense of democracy and...
I completely agree. It is about democracy. And despite what you've said, Americans are growing more supportive of restrictions for trans people. The vast majority favor laws that require trans athletes to compete on a team that matches their sex assigned at birth. The majority, 56%, also favor banning healthcare professionals from providing transitional care to minors. 49% favor restricting trans people's use of public bathroom versus 26% opposing. And we see a similar thing in Britain. Most Britons are opposed to making it easier for transgender people to change their legal gender, let alone those more restrictive laws we talked about. Almost half of Britons say that transgender men should not be allowed to use men's toilets at 47%, compared to the 32-35% who would permit it. And that opposition increases to 55% when it comes to transgender women, aka men, using women's toilets. So you would think in a democratic society, the opinion of the majority would prevail somewhat. But this guy's a socialist, so he probably only respects democracy when it doesn't get in the way of the agenda.
Today, GB News get upset that a trans woman not only exists, but they get recognised for being one of the top 100 women of the year. So let's get into the madness.
And here comes the gaslighting. Yeah, you, who is of the majority opinion, you're the crazy one, not me. Hey, crazy, I think you need to take your medication because this is a beautiful woman.
The BBC has compiled a list of 100 of the world's most inspiring women. There are millions upon millions of remarkable women on the planet. Start with anyone that's given birth and raised offspring.
Because that's all women are useful for, in my opinion.
No. He goes on to say what other things can make women remarkable. I know you trans advocates hate actual women and sex differences more broadly, but he's paying homage and appreciating actual women who have the arduous task of giving birth. Oh, but sorry, I forgot, sex is arbitrary. Anybody can give birth if they just believe.
Why would you even have a 100 list of scientists, inspiring women? Know your place, women.
Anyone that has started a business, won a gold medal, created great art, run government departments, or even a country. What about the...
And he just immediately contradicted your point by listing other amazing things that women do. You're losing a debate to a static video that can't respond.
It's odd, therefore, with this surplus of candidates available, that the BBC could only find 99 women for this honour, instead awarding the 100th place to a transgender Colombian scientist.
Who is a woman. She's a woman. Who's being harmed here? That's the thing. Who's being harmed?
Yeah, who's being harmed? Apart from the majority of women who feel their rights are being trampled on.
Now, this is someone born a man, a biological male by any description, someone that is a bloke that identifies as a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman. It's that simple.
Oh, now she's a woman and it's simple. I thought you said in the last video that these things were fluid. And who says she's a woman? It certainly isn't the majority of the population, as we've already discussed. But why would we let that pesky democracy get in the way again? I should be just sent to some concentration camp for my wrongthink.
Baptiste spoke about, wait for it, transsexual palm trees, and she said that there's nothing more queer than nature. Make it make sense.
See, you can't even, just completely dismiss it outright. Pure anti-intellectualism.
I think the broader point here is there's 100 women doing more important research than trans palm trees. But we have to include one trans woman to appease the minority.
So, in a list of 100 of the most inspiring women in the world, one actual woman misses out. And that's progress, is it? I'd love to know which...
No, it's not a zero-sum game. She is a woman.
Except that is, by definition, a zero-sum game. One person has to be taken out, and one person has to be put in. That is a zero-sum game. There's not 101 people now that we've included trans women.
She's a transgender woman. There's different types of women. There's tall women, there's short women. He just can't accept the fact that the norms, for him, it's essentially biological essentialism. A woman is defined by the biology. The ability to breed, have offspring, anything above that for him is just not acceptable.
This bigot agrees with the majority of the population that your sex defines your gender. Imagine biological sex being a real concept with implications. It's almost as if this biological man can't give birth because she's not a woman.
Now, the travesty of this top 100 list.
But that's not a point. By recognizing transgender, again, she can't evidence the harm. She just has to have this sensationalist kind of like angry, just non-argument. Again, what harm is being caused by recognizing there's no harm.
Yeah, there's no harm. Let this man tell you, women who feel like your rights are being trampled on, that there's no risk. Where's the harm in a 19-year-old suffering brain damage? And when actual women who feel like their rights are being trampled on do get hurt, Emma Vigeland and leftists like her will be there to laugh at you.
It's the fact that women aren't defined by their biological ability to breed, and that's how they see women. They really do. That's all they care about. If you question that norm, put women back in their places, know your place, and that's it. That's what it boils down to, essentially.
But if you're one of those women, the majority of women, who thinks that transgender women shouldn't take place in women's sporting events or shouldn't be allowed in women's changing rooms, then you better just keep quiet. Your opinions don't matter. We care about you, but shut the fuck up. By gaslighting women, pretending this is just what men want, you're blithely dismissing their opinion that increased recognition for transgender people is a genuine risk to women's rights.
They don't care about freedom. It's all about constraint. It's all about telling you, this is who you are, don't deviate, shut up. And sorry, but most people don't accept this.
Ignoring the fact that that isn't the majority opinion according to the data, women, according to this leftist dogma, will have the freedom to have men invade their bathrooms against their will, the freedom to have men dominate their sports, again, against the will of the majority.